So every year when our kids were young, my wife and I would take them camping for about a week or two. And invariably, at some point during that time, I would buy a local newspaper. In that local newspaper, there was a comic strip called Bizarro, and it was frequently pretty bizarre. Apparently, I have bizarre tastes because I always appreciated it. So today, I'm going to allow this comic strip that I've kept for probably over 10 years. I'm going to let this lead us into our discussion today. Hope you like it. Hello, Dwayne here for This Glorious Weakness, A Journey Through Cancer. Today we're going to be talking about preparing for death and deciding to live. Now, for some of us, this is a difficult discussion. It means really acknowledging our own mortality and working through some sad scenarios that involve us being out of the picture and our loved ones moving on. Now, for some of us, as soon as we got a scary diagnosis or had some kind of close call, we just naturally gravitated to having these kind of conversations. But for others of us, well, this scares the life out of us. So we're going to talk a little bit about it today. Now, if you struggle with this, as someone who is moving through this journey with cancer, I just want to really encourage you not to be a stumbling block for discussion with your loved ones on this. Because ultimately, it's about them. Because if we pass on, if we die, they're the ones that are going to be moving on and having to build a life again. So here's some thoughts that I had. I'm no expert by any means, and feel free to contribute some in through the Facebook page. You'll see that at the end of this segment. Here's some thoughts. Have an up-to-date will with the power of attorney clearly spelled out. Now, this is for Canadians. I'm not sure how it translates into your context if you're in the States or somewhere internationally. When Anita and I looked at this in our will, we realized that we had down as legal guardians in the event of our untimely demise. We had two people that had divorced years ago. One party had remarried and had been remarried for years, and the other was in a committed long-term relationship. So that would be a little bit awkward if Anita and I kicked the bucket together. Discuss with your spouse, your loved ones, your significant other, at least some of your wishes around funeral arrangements. Now, I'm not a big fan of prepaid funerals where you pay everything up front and make all the arrangements necessarily. That's just me. But the less that we discuss, the less that we arrange, the more we leave to the people we love to figure out later on. And that just doesn't seem to make sense and doesn't seem to be a really fair thing to do. Personally, I'm hoping to have a flower that squirts water at various intervals just to make the viewing line a little more interesting. Fill out your organ donor card. It's simple. You give stuff away to a thrift store that you're not using. Well, think of this as one of those big donations. You're not going to use this stuff anymore, so you might as well be generous, and it doesn't cost you a thing. We're going to cover deciding to live in the next segment. But how did today feel? Was it a little uncomfortable? Were there some things that we missed? Things that you may disagree with? Please feel free to engage with us on our Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. See you next time.